What's up, spectators? Welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Duel Destinies. Here we are, DLC case. Who were we talking to? Was it Norma? Yeah, that's what it was. We were talking with Norma de Plume. Let's see, we'll have to, I don't remember what's going on, though. Security footage updated in the court record. Video showing the Orca pool. The footage starts at the aquarium's 10 a.m. opening. Okay. No, I can't believe Orla really bit it. Oh, that's right. We saw those bite marks, I think. Or, you can see Orla actually biting the victim. Or, it looks like the victim. And there's more. Look at this. This photograph was taken while the body was being examined. There seems to be a strange bruise on the victim's right wrist. All of the crime lab examined the bruise and calculated its relevance to the case at hand. What's important right now is evidence that points to Orca as the killer. Look at the left side of the body. The Orca's tooth marks are in the victim's clothes. Yes, they do appear to suggest that she did in fact bite the victim. Photo of the body updated in the court record. Okay. I told you so! And then the killer whale swam up toward the surface with the victim in its mouth.
Objection!
However, in the autopsy report, the cause of death is contusion from head trauma.
Objection!
You are much too impetuous, Wright Dono. Granted, the Orca biting the victim was not the cause of death. The witness was mistaken about that. Then what explanation is there for what the witness saw? Did I not say in the beginning the Orca toyed with the victim mercilessly? My goodness! After killing the victim, the defendant swam around with his dead body in her mouth. Just like any other predator toying with its prey. Mr. Wright, the hearts of the people in the gallery are suddenly filled with fear. Fear of Orla. So the defendant bit the victim after she had killed him. But if that's the case, then we must still figure out how the defendant killed the victim. Prosecutor Blackwell, do you have a sound theory to give to this court? I wouldn't be standing here if I couldn't prove whether the Orca's heart was black or white. But Orla is black and white. Her body, I mean. Athena, please try not to provoke Prosecutor Blackwell. This witness also observed the actual moment of the murder. Think back, word mistress. Think back to what you observed before the Orca bit the victim. Ah, I see what you're driving at. So that was the true moment of the murder, was it? Now, explain it in a way that even these simpletons can understand. There you go again, ordering me around. Stop that this instant. But whatever, I don't mind telling my story. I saw the killer whale before it toyed with the body as well. I saw it the moment it killed the victim by headbutting him. Orla killed the victim by headbutting him. That's right, it ran the victim over and over again. Recall that the autopsy report stated that there was bruises all over his body. Recall as well how persistent the defendant can be when she's attacking her prey. And we all just saw the killer whale headbutting the victim in the footage, don't forget. That footage backs up Mr. Plume's testimony. But there's also something very important it does not show. Now, do you see what a menace this killer whale is?
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I can't allow your testimony to stand unchallenged. Looking at this footage, the Orca certainly seems to be headbutting something. But you'll notice that the something is not the victim. Where's all this wind coming from? I want to look away, but I can't. You sick pervert. Even if it was the victim, you couldn't have seen him from where you were, could you? What? Oh, well, I suppose not. Mr. Plume, did you actually witness the victim getting headbutted by the defendant? Let's see. I remember now. As I recall, a rock in the shape of a skull was obstructing my view. So are you admitting that you couldn't see the victim? Yes, I suppose I am. However, immediately after the headbutting, the victim came floating up. He came up from behind the skull-shaped rock and his body was all limp. What else could I think except that the killer whale was headbutting the victim?
Objection!
But if you didn't actually see the moment of attack itself, then it's pure conjecture.
Objection!
Must I do everything around here? How dare you speak so rudely to me? There's no need for hysterics. Clear your mind and recall how you reached your conclusion. Though you couldn't see what the orca was attacking, you didn't need to, did you? Because you knew she was behaving exactly as she had only 1 year prior. Oh! 1 year ago? That's right! That's it! That's how I knew the killer whale was headbutting the victim! I'm sorry, but could someone explain exactly what happened a year ago? If you must know, a very similar incident occurred only last year, in which the defendant murdered her trainer. What? The orca murdered her trainer, you say? What? Is this really true? This is not looking good for us. It's all in this book. That book, The Killer Whale. What a title. That's Mr. Plume's latest work. I was just thinking of picking that up. The Killer Whale added to the court record. A non-fiction book by Norma de Plume. It's about the case from last year. Last year, the defendant killed her trainer in the middle of a show. The orca headbutted and bit the victim. The same thing she's accused of in this case. That orca killed 2 people! That thing is a menace! Guilty, I say! I never want to go to the beach again! No! Now everyone's even more convinced that Orla did it. We were doing so well, but now everyone in the room has a bad impression of Orla. I don't want to think she did it, but it's hard to keep on believing in somebody who can't even tell me her side. Phoenix, Athena, you gotta believe in Orla. There's no way she killed anybody. You gotta save her. Please, I'm begging you. Sasha, what am I doing, doubting my client like this? This is the time to be strong. I believe in Orla, and I'm ready to fight for our clients. I'll take everybody in this courtroom on if I have to. Don't you worry, Sasha. We won't give up on Orla. We'll defend her to the very end. Thank you, both of you. Fweet. We are Orla's lawyers. Who else but us can save her? We can't give up on her now. For an instant there, you were afraid of Orca, weren't you, Right Dono? When you saw the photograph of the victim from a year ago, you turned paler than me. He saw right through me! It's obvious you have neither the guts nor the determination to defend the orca. It's true that Orla can't speak, and I don't know her thoughts. But there's a certain someone who believes in Orla with all her heart. I respect the trust she has in Orla, so I'm willing to believe in Orla too. And what do you know about orcas? Nothing, that's what. So, allow me to fill you in. Do you have any idea why orcas are also called killer whales? Because they are cunning and merciless predators that hunt and kill even true whales. So, killer whales really are killers. What terrifying creatures indeed. I can't bear to hear any more of such rubbish as trusting a killer. Can you, your baldness? No matter what you say, I will continue to believe. I don't give up that easily, you know. Dullard, you don't know when to give up, do you? Very well, I shall give you a chance to prove just how determined you are. Witness, spare no quarter and lay the full truth on them. Oh ho ho! But of course, that is what I do after all! Prosecutor Blackwell, what will you have the witness testify about? I shall have her testify about what she saw and what she heard. What she heard? Very well, Mr. Plume, please tell the court what you saw and what you heard. The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. I was calm when I saw it start to headbutt. But when the pirate hat and victim came floating up, I let out a scream. So the orca displayed the same behavior as during the incident a year ago. That's right! Those weren't just simple cries, it was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. It kept headbutting while it sang the swashbuckler spectacular song.
That's right. It was singing the same song it sang in the aquarium stage show back then. It was singing while it was headbutting. Oh, it was perfectly horrible.
Water break. Ooh, that's good. I don't see a single obvious inconsistency in this testimony. It's clear I won't be able to take apart her statements with evidence alone. Mr. Wright, now would be a good time for me to put my skills to work. It's time to show what analytical psychology can really do. You seem pretty confident. Let me guess. You noticed a contradiction between the testimony and her emotions? You bet I did. And once we expose it, we just might be able to crack her. Like a nut. Scratch that. Make it. We'll definitely be able to. Then let's give your knowledge of analytical psychology a try. You got it, boss. A complete analysis of Mr. Plume's heart coming right up. Oh boy. Cue epic music. The killer whale's behavior was exactly the same as a year ago. No emotions. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. Okay, that seems fair. Surprise. I was calm when I saw it start to headbutt. No, because you're sad. So, stop being sad. Why are you sad? Mr. Plume, Orla really frightened you with her headbutting, didn't she?
Don't be absurd. I certainly was not frightened by the likes of any killer whale.
It must have been something else that scared her then, boss.
However, I do remember being very afraid for the same reason while I was doing that.
It sounds like maybe you saw something we haven't discussed yet. Take your time and try to remember what it was. What did you see? This is practically turning into a counseling session.
I saw something. Oh! Ooh! I remember now.
Nice, already at halfway down. Okay, good. Now if you could please tell the court what you saw.
I saw bright red blood. The killer whale's ramming caused the victim to bleed. There was a great cloud of blood. Oh, yes, that's it. That's why I was so sure. That's when I knew the killer whale had killed a person for a second time.
Well, that was a very compelling statement indeed. Looking at this again, there does appear to be something that could be a cloud of blood. So her terror was a reaction to blood, was it? That would certainly explain what happened yesterday. Please take a look at this bloodstained coin.
Cease and desist at once! What kind of a man shows a lady blood?
She doesn't have to get so worked up.
I was badly injured during an interview once. Ever since then, I've been terrified of blood. The very sight of it dreadfully upsets my delicate sensibilities.
This is a bad turn. If Mr. Plume saw blood, then does that mean Orla really did attack the victim? It would appear that orcas are even more vicious than I am. So, how does it feel to be thoroughly rammed by your own cross-examination, right, Dono? What do we do now, boss? That testimony was not at all what I expected to hear. Wait a minute. There's still some discord left in Mr. Plume's heart. What? You mean there's more? Yes, but there's no telling what it is. It could be something even more damaging. Is there even anything left of our case to damage? Well, whatever it is, we have to face it head on. Athena, you believe in Orla, right? If so, there's no reason for us to shy away from the truth. Yeah, you're right. If I know we can handle the truth, whatever it is, so let's delve a little deeper. You got it, boss. The killer whale's behavior, yes, we've seen this. And we saw that. And we saw that. Oh, after it started headbutting, I saw that awful blood and was terrified. Yet you are super sad now. Super sad.
Got it.
When we view your emotions alongside your testimony, we find the unexpected emotion. Wait a minute. There really isn't anything. Wait, oh no, I got it wrong? Whoopsies. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I'll keep going. Oh, right. Oh, okay, that's good. But when the pirate hat and victim came floating up, I let out a scream. Okay, let's try this again. Huh? Her fear appears to lessen here at this statement. Mr. Plume, weren't you afraid when you saw the victim with blood coming out of him?
My, that's a very good question. I was shaken after witnessing a murder, yes, but then the blood seemed to disappear.
Disappear? And why do you suppose that was?
Simple. It was because of the pirate hat. After the killer whale put the hat on, the cloud of blood disappeared.
Objection!
That doesn't make sense. And how exactly does that work?
How should I know? I'm just telling you what I remember, Blue Boy.
Why, I oughta. From whom was this blood that Mr. Plume saw actually coming from? Wait, what? How am I supposed to know this? Okay. Hold on a minute. So, there's Captain Jack. His blood supposedly came out of him, but then it disappeared after the hat went on. And everyone's saying it's Captain Jack, so I don't want to go with Captain Jack. Because that would just support their argument. So, but why would it be Aura? It's a typo in the freaking profile! Are you kidding me? It's Orla, but they have Aura. Oh my god, unless that's another nickname, I don't know. Stop questioning things. Consider this. Maybe the one who was bleeding wasn't the victim.
I beg your pardon? What kind of ridiculous nonsense is that? There was no one else in the pool beside the victim.
Oh, I wouldn't say there was no one else. It is an orca pool after all. What? Then where is this alleged injury on the defendant? I'm not sure, but if simply wearing the pirate hat made the blood disappear, it's where the hat is. On the head. Or, yeah, wherever. Then the blood must have been coming from somewhere on Orla's head. Woo! Woo! Whoa! Yorka's head? What are you prattling on about now? Please think about it again, Mr. Plume. Think back to what you really saw. That is, the one who was bleeding was not the victim, but the killer whale.
I remember now! There wasn't any blood coming from the victim after all!
Okay. That's an interesting... Okay. Bye-bye, widget. We did it! Analytical psychology got us what we needed from her. That was a huge help, Athena. It was also pretty dicey for a while, though. Well, this is a surprise. The blood the witness saw was the defendant's, not the victim's. That is correct. And since there was no blood coming from the victim, there's only one thing we can conclude. That what Mr. Plume witnessed was not the moment of the murder as she claims. I wonder if someone was instead not trying to kill Jack, but trying to kill the whale for revenge against what happened to the trainer a year ago. I wonder if that's it. We'll see. Rebel. I thought you were unarmed, but it turns out you were concealing a sword all along. Nevertheless, it is far too dull to cut to the bone. Meaning? I grant that what the witness saw was not the victim's blood, but it proves nothing. After all, being rammed doesn't always result in a wound that bleeds, does it? Death from internal hemorrhaging is also a possibility. He has a point there. If you wish to challenge me to a duel, you'll need a sharper blade than that, right, Dono? And And it's already been just about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna end this video here. So stay tuned tomorrow for the next episode, and thanks for watching. Bye! Oh, see this I don't trust. Not in the slightest. Oh, what? 2 hallways? Oh, no. Oh, boy. Let's just power through. Oh, no. Oh, no. What is this, the courtyard? To hell? Oh, hey!